Wilson forward now. Thank you. Shane Cox Quentin will be after that.
I've already spoken. You can move to the next person.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's right, you did. Thank you. Shane Cox Quentin.
Hi, my name is Shane Quentin. I've been riding my bike as a commuter for about a year. I've been a lifelong resident of Los Angeles. I'm 28 years old. I've been riding a bike my whole life, or since I was like 5 and learned how to ride with training wheels. Just really quick, I'd just like to say of cycling, it's cheap, it helps fight obesity, reduces our reliance on foreign oil, it reduces pollution, and it reduces congestion. I have seen the LAPD been really great towards cyclists, but I've also seen them act really unprofessionally. I'd just like to say LA is a great city to ride a bike in. It's flat and the weather's good. And let's see some more bike lanes, and let's make it a better place for cyclists.
Thank you. Very much appreciate your comments. Gabriella Giorgio. After that is Stephen Carter III.
I'd like to voice my opinion on something very important to me is also how the streets need to be paved. There are so many holes, bumps that I've fallen off my bike numerous times, scraped, hurt myself, and I feel like that's very important, and that needs to be taken care of as soon as possible because there are streets in LA that they're just not fit for people who have skinny tires, things like that. It's very, very important. Also, a lot of the cyclists here have been talking about educating the LAPD. Not only that, but I feel that the motorists they need to be educated. So when they go to get their license, they should be educated more on the rights of cyclists, not just the LAPD. I think everyone needs education on this, and including pedestrians. Just anyone needs to know that we have the rights to be on the road. And my bike is one of the most important things to me, and to other people it may seem silly, it may seem dumb, but because of that importance, I would love to see you guys support us and support the cycling community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Stephen Carter is our next speaker. Stephen Carter, a third. And then Candido Maris.
Good morning, Council. Thank you for having me. I'm just here to show support for my fellow cyclists. We're a community of equality, friendship, love, and respect. We abide the laws as best as we can, and we listen to everything. We cooperate as well as we can, and that's all I'm asking for from the police, the LAPD, is just to show the same amount of respect because, statistically, it's a lot safer to ride on the street than the sidewalk, but as the months progress, it's getting a lot more dangerous. We're losing respect from fellow motorists and the police as well. Let's just keep it safe. We don't want to get hurt. We want to go home. We want to stay alive, and we're living in constant fear from the black and whites, the police cars. Every time we see a police car, people begin to scatter. It starts to get a lot more dangerous for us, and we don't want to do that anymore. We want to feel safe around the police, not intimidated. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Steve Itano. Steve Itano.
Good morning. I'm a citizen. I live in Chavez Ravine. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. As a child, like many of us, I learned this song about the same time I learned to ride a bike. In the ensuing years, I learned that not all wrongs have been righted, that the concepts of freedom and justice, equality need to be protected, and that it would be a struggle to maintain, that sweet land of liberty. You, ladies and gentlemen, are the people charged with the duty to help us see those ideas become a reality. We as cyclists are a growing minority. Every day you see more and more people taking to the roads on bicycles. We desire the respect, the consideration that the law entitles us to. We want to be treated fairly. When someone takes a 2-ton vehicle and uses it against us, they may as well have used a gun. Have any drivers been injured by a bicyclist anywhere? They say that the judgment of a society is measured by how those who are most vulnerable get treated. On the roadways, we are the most vulnerable. When the instrument of our government treat us like second-hand, undesirable citizens, you have a problem. Look at how many of us have come out today. We are all colors, all ages, men, women. We represent the experience of thousands. For every individual here, there are hundreds more. There wasn't an organization that brought us here. We are connected through friends, acquaintances, the internet. We have jobs and families. We are green, we are motivated, we are active, and we do vote. We represent a lot of what is changing in our country right now. Our nation is changing, and it is your duty to help us implement those changes. You need to change the perceptions and the actions of the police. I would personally like to thank the councilman from my district, Ed Reyes, for all of the progressive cycling things that he's done. When it's time, I'll put a sign in my front yard. And like the song says, let freedom ring. Another song says, we will bring on the noise.
Thank you. Joanne Ivanek-Garb. Joanne Ivanek, come on forward. After that is Russell Buchanan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I missed last month's session here, and I'm definitely missing it within my soul. I'm not sure if the Budget and Finance Committee met yesterday or the day before regarding, they did the done budget cuts, and I just want to talk about how important the neighborhood council system is to each community. Not only is it as part of the city charter, but also what it does for each community and how much we're gaining within each community. Just so you know, everything that we do has to be approved by Dunn. So if there's not enough people to approve it, now things are taking 2 to 6 months to get through. What's it going to be when they have fewer people there? I know everybody's taking cuts, and they took a cut of 39% last year. So, you know, to cut them 48% now is really a substantial cut. And being that it is part of the city charter, it's harder to say within ourselves that this is a necessary cut. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Russell Buchanan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy May Day, the real workers' holiday. Previously, I spoke to the Transportation Committee of this body regarding the use by certain individual LAPD officers of the archaic bike licensing law as a tool of harassment. And subsequent to that, I was given to understand that Chief Bratton, to his credit, had implemented a moratorium on enforcement of that law. But in the meantime, I keep hearing of people, cyclists on the street, being either asked for bike licenses or even being given tickets for bike licenses, which makes me wonder whether the entire LAPD, all the officers on the street, got the memo. And the fact that I have to wonder that makes me wonder whether there was, in fact, a memo, and whether that memo was circulated in such a way as to reach the average officer on the street. So I was wondering if the City Council could possibly make it its business to find out whether such a memo was ever issued, and if not, to make sure that that happens. Moving along, I was not present for the Hummer incident, as we now all call it, but I was present on a group ride a couple of Fridays ago when a bunch of us were proceeding through a green light. Folks, a green light. Did everybody get that? Did the transcriptionist get that? A green light, okay. When an LAPD officer recklessly charged into the crowd with his car, causing at least one cyclist to lose control of her bicycle and fall off, with other cyclists approaching her, one of the cyclists got out of the car and grabbed the first, one of the officers got out of the car and grabbed the first cyclist they found and cited him for God knows what. And when I saw that and when I heard about the Hummer incident, the first thing I thought was, man, that Hummer incident sure sounds a lot like what happened on that group ride, except it wasn't a reckless Hummer driver, it was a reckless cop. So I have no doubt that these are bad apples doing this stuff, but make no mistake, these are some bad, bad apples. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker